Welcome to your Murphy bed frame installation tutorial. Remember that this video is only to be used as a guide and it is not to be used in replacement of the written instructions. When we ship the frame mechanism, you will receive it in 2 boxes. Move the boxes to the room in which you want to assemble the frame mechanism. Open the boxes immediately upon receiving them, pulling out the written instruction manual so you can inventory and verify that all components were included. If you turn to page 5 in the instructions, you will find a diagram to visually assist. It is recommended that you attempt to lay out the beams and pieces similar to the picture to help you in the process if the space permits it. Within the 2 boxes, you will find 4 small red bags of tinier items such as bolts, nuts, and screws. Check that you have the minimum number of each needed as well. Sometimes in packaging, extra items are provided. Just set any of those to the side. Before continuing, please make sure to read the instructions completely prior to beginning the project. This video is, again, only to assist in the assembly process and is not to be used by itself. To complete this project, you will also need the following items which are not included. You will need a mattress and a foundation. In addition, you need the following tools: 2 7/16" wrenches, an electric drill, 6 pan head screws, number 8 by 3/4 inch or number 8 by 1 inch depending on the foundation that you choose to use, 8 5/16" by 1.5 inch lag bolts, and those will only be used if you're mounting the frame into a wood floor. If your floor is concrete, then you will need a masonry drill bit, which will be 5/16". In addition, to attach the springs, you will either need a screwdriver, vice grip, or brake spring pliers. Now that the preliminary steps have been taken, we are ready to begin assembling the Murphy bed frame mechanism. To assemble the floor base, follow the directions on page 1. You will be attaching the left and right base brackets to the spring bar with 3/4 inch bolt and the star nuts. Then you will attach the top of the corner braces to the base brackets. Notice that the hole is slotted. This is to allow you the ability to adjust the forked portion of K and H left or right as needed. Start by placing them in the vertical position. You can readjust them later, if needed, when the rest of the frame is on the forks. Then you are going to position the frame on the floor inside the cabinet or closet that you are using, allowing for equal space on the left and right sides. Depending on the type of floor you use, choose the appropriate parts of step 7 on the written instructions. Remember though, if you purchased a floor saver to avoid mounting your frame to the floor, this step will be different. In addition, during step 8, make sure that when you are installing the base into the cabinet that you have attached the springs already to the spring bar prior to actually anchoring the base to the floor. Otherwise, you may have difficulty or be unable to get them attached at all. In all cases, the springs must be attached with the lower hooking area facing away from the wall. And the silver springs must be on the outside. The black springs should be towards the center. Once finished anchoring the base by following step 9, you will begin assembling the bed frame. Although you have already laid out the parts earlier, verify that it looks similar to figure 3. The holes in the crossbars should be on the floor. Make certain all parts lay on the top of the 2 side rails, C and D. The side rail should have the pivot, which looks like a mushroom, visible, running horizontally as shown in figure 3. Important: the spring bar angle must be pointing towards the floor as well. When attaching the crossbars B, make sure to use the 3rd, 5th, and 6th hole from the top of the side rails. The other holes are going to be used later when you attach the strap and the foundation. Loosely attach all bolts and nuts as shown in figure 3. Next, make sure the frame is square by measuring the distance from the corner to corner diagonally. When the distances are the same, then you can tighten all the bolts down completely. Flip the assembled bed frame over. Attach 2 angle brackets F to the head end of the spring bar assembly. Then attach the mattress stop crossbar with bolts inserted from the mattress side of the stop. See Figure 4. Then place the bed frame assembly in a vertical position onto the floor base, with the angled piece of the spring bar assembly facing toward the wall. After following steps 13 and 14, you will then move on to attaching the legs. However, please make sure to carefully read and use figures 6 and 7 during this step. Failure to attach the legs L and M properly will result in frame damage. L is the left leg when facing the frame in the cabinet. M is the right leg when facing the frame. Note the difference in the placement of the second hole. Attach the remaining 1x1 crossbar to the bent end of the legs using the adjustable foot as shown in Figure 6. Attach one end of the leg actuator bar to the leg assemblies as shown in the figure and snug tighten. Then attach the other end of the leg actuator to the floor base assembly as shown in Figure 7 and snug tighten. Once steps 15 through 19 are completed, you will now need to install the foundation to the frame. This may either be a foundation sold separately and bought by you from us, or you can use a plywood substitute. Follow the written directions to attach the foundation and to attach the nylon strap. When attaching the springs during step 22, attach only one spring to each side of the spring bar at this time. If you attach all of them, the frame will fly up off the floor. Another additional tip when working with the springs, if you bring them forward a little bit onto the frame itself, bend it to the left and the right against the frame, it gives you enough leverage to break off some of that paint and will add some flexibility while you're working with those springs. For the purposes of the video, our installer is going to put on the springs using those 3 different types of tools, but you are going to only be putting on 2, one on each side. Once those 2 springs are attached, slowly lower the bed frame and place the mattress on it. Secure the mattress by connecting the plastic buckle of the nylon strap. Then return the frame to a vertical position and attach the remaining springs. However, you may not need to engage all the springs. It's going to depend on the weight of the mattress you chose. You want the bed to essentially be able to drift down, needing really only a finger to move the mechanism. However, you do not want it to float off the floor. If you find that's the case, just remove one of the inner springs at a time until you achieve the desired effect. Finally, you're ready to lower the frame, adjust the feet to level the bed on the floor, and enjoy your new Murphy bed.